Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Imma Aliah Binti Azam from Group 11. My metric number is 271183. I want to introduce about 1.0, which is introduction. First, the word design in experimental design implies a formal experimental layout that contains information about how many tests will be performed and the combination of factors included in the study. The product design describes the process of imagining, creating, and imitating a product that solves a consumer's problem or addresses a specific need in a particular market. However, the Taguchi parameter design is an important tool for robust design for this assignment. The two main tools used in robust design are signal-to-noise ratio and orthogonal arrangement. Genichi Taguchi pioneered the robust design approach, often known as the Taguchi Method, which dramatically improved engineering efficiency. Indeed, this is the most powerful method available to reduce product costs, improve quality, and at the same time, we can reduce the time expansion interval. This assignment proposed to demonstrate a Taguchi fractional factorial test for this product design, which is the lift of the tool ratio CL or CD ratio and signal to noise S or N ratios. The lift to pull ratio, which is CL or CD ratio, was selected as the performance creation, and the orthogonal index L8 was selected as the experimental study screen for this assignment. Taguchi used signal-to-noise S or N ratios to combine performance metric and performance variance. The S or N ratios is the mean ratio of the standard deviation in its most basic form. The material of this design, which is paper clips with the standard size, masking tape, and tape measure. The experimental design principles, which is DOE, quantify the test development process, select variables, and set the level of confidence desired or required in the analysis of the results. This test is an intouchable condition of the purpose of this paper. These data are then analyzed to determine whether the article or the system being tested meets with the test objective. At the end, data is collected and evaluated to maximize desired furthers and minimize unwanted ones. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi sir and my friends, my name is Nur Badrina khalisah Binti badrul. My metric number is 271803. Today I want to present about the question for discussion. The first question is, what can we say about the effect of different factor on flight distance? And the second one is, level of each factor would we use to maximize flight distance? Okay, the effect of different factor on the flight distance is when an aeroplane move, air will flow over its airfoil shaped wings. So the air move faster at the top than at the bottom is the wing. So this causes the air pressure in the upper part of the wings to be lower than in the lower part. This pressure difference will produce a lift of a low to it fly. So the larger the area of the lower surface at the wing, the greater the lift will be produced. This lift just now is greater than the force of gravity, so the plane can fly in the air. So in conclude this theory, an aerofoil is the machine that produce lift so that aeroplane can fly. Okay, for the level, we use the level 1. We use to the maximize in flight distance. The section of the level quality for the analysis will be changed. The implicit R1 cannot direct elimination 1 with variable 1. So we have question 2. is it what can we say about the effect of different factor on variation flight distance? Okay, and what level of each factor would we use to minimize flight distance? The effect of different factor on variation of flight distance is air density. Is it the landing speed will be an appropriate to the mass, but the true air speed upon landing depend on the air density. So the higher of elevation, the higher the true air speed for the given landing speed. So the speed on final approach increase the elevation. In addition, we can see the wing of the aircraft ground speed on the final approach is divided from the true airspeed corrected for the wing. Third force, in the headwind condition, the aircraft ground speed of the final approach is reduced. So for the view level 3, we use a level 3 to minimize variation in the flight distance. The succession of a level quality of for direction or directing the analysis will be not changed. The implies are one cannot direct elimination. For the examination 1 with a variable 1, level 2 arrangement, and the investigation 4 with a variable 1. The level 1 is the arrangement. The justification, this is that the variety of each factor segment are commonly to some other segment of the level quality. For the question 3 is, it is as n ratio a reasonable way to capture both goal, and can we specify at the optional design why or why not? So we can say yes, Taguchi method is an interaction item, a technique that depend on 8 steps for preparation, direction and axing for the framework analysis to decide the best degree of the control factor. The essential objective is to keep the change in the yield low even within the site of commission input, since the plan to achieve one objective is typically steady, with one of accomplish the other objective. To meet the two objectives, Taguchi have a two venture advance produce. The initial step is the direct with a decrease of variety, and the advance into change the mean on the objective. So for the question 4 is, what type of variation are considered in this experiment? So we can see the type of noise the considered in this experiment is look the external have an environmental factor and the customer use. So the second one is about the manufacturing variation, like a part to part variation. The last one is about the product deterioration. The product deterioration is that occur towards usage environment environmental exposure. Okay, during experimentation, we can manipulate about the noise factor to force variability to occur. Then, from the results, identify optimal control from the setting that make the process of the product resistance of to variation from the noise factor. So, control factor are the those design and the process parameter that can be controlled. For example, a printer manufacturer want to optimize a printer performance. So, one noise factor is different paper types during the experimentation. The manufacturer tests several paper types to determine control factor that reviews the effect of the paper types on the printer performance. The compounding noise factor is the strategy in which you groups can noise factor level in the combination that you can anticipate will produce extreme preprose value. So, because the estimating the effect of individual noise for the factor is not the primary goal, compounding is the very useful way to reduce the amount of the testing. So we into the last question. How can we interaction between factor be considered? So it is a systematic way to estimate the interaction between the process factor. So interaction management also declared with the factor. Interaction is tracked by Taguchi Method about the many arrangement about the supported by Taguchi. Our agreement not allowing room of the interaction agreement. So it is an outgoing topic for controversy. So, however, it is only applied to control factor of a factor in the external arrangement by the combining the arrangement of the external control factor within the external arrangement of the noise factor. So Taguchi can approach provide the complete information about the control for sound interaction is a claim. So Taguchi can agree that interaction have the greatest information. The achievement design again noise factor variation. So Taguchi provide more complete interaction information that the useful frustration about the design. So Taguchi have a follower agree that the design provide the fast result and the interaction can be eliminated with the right choose about the quality, even the very valid experiment of the protection again any remaining interaction. So, if the quality characteristic represent the energy transform about the information of the system, then we can probability of the interaction of a control factor of the control is a great reduced because the energy and additive. So, one more thing about the interaction arise when two or more factor experiments treatment together. We will give different results on quality characteristic. So can if factor experience treatment separately. In conclusion, the industrial the need to the method of conducting experiment which is optimized process in the increase the quality of the product. Same is the dire chemical industry process also. For this design of this experiment is basic step the quality improvement about the Taguchi product or Taguchi method. So and this requirement proper planning and of the experiment can accurate analysis of the results. So Taguchi can said about the issue very well and develop its method. Thus, DOE use Taguchi approach has become much more the attractive tool to practice in general, or engineer can combine with a scientist. So since the conventional experiment design technique we can apply to industry application or processes, this conventional method that we can always cover with a drawback and limitation about the Taguchi arrange. We can also know about the design at a new dimension of the ventilation experiment design about the Taguchi method. So Taguchi method is broadly accepted method of DOE, which has producing highest quality product about the low cost. So in most of the industry application or processes, so it have a research about the scientists use about the Taguchi method with the other analytical tools their research work. And the industry chronicle about the process, it also have an important thing to show about the great result of optimization about the processes. So for the last one is a very important to a fundamental part of Taguchi method is to make sure that the product can perform very well, even it can make the product long lasting. So the Taguchi method can be applied is a very short amount of the time. So about the process to doing experiment is very well, and we can relate about the method about the Taguchi. And the one more thing is about the manufacturing industry can improve the processes very quickly.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Binti Abdullah. My metric number is 270458. Today I will present my part, which is literature review and the methodology. Literature review divided by three, which is Taguchi philosophy, the concept of loss function, and Taguchi Stoll's method for robust design. Taguchi philosophy quality control method is an engineering method that emphasizes the role of research and development, product design, and development in reducing the occurrence of defects and failures in finished products. This method was developed by Japan's engineering and statistician Junichi Taguchi, who believed that design is more important than manufacturing process in terms of quality control and aims to eliminate difference in production. The Taguchi method of measuring quality is the calculation of product related social losses. The loss caused by functional change in the comparison of the difference in the operation modes of each unit of the products. Using Taguchi quality control method, the focus is on research and design to ensure that each unit of the product will closely match these design specifications and be executed accurately according to the design. From the higher perspective, the Taguchi method also aims to reduce the cost to the community to use the product. such as by designing the item to be more efficient in its operation than generating waste. Okay, for the concept of loss function, Taguchi loss function refers to the loss that should be calculated because the item is not in the target tank. The study of the relationship between product performance and failure cost is related to the target quality of the product and can guide investment in improvement. The goal of Taguchi method is to reduce cost to producers and society from variability in the manufacturing process. Dr. Genichi Taguchi promotes the idea of not only getting all units within specification limits, but all units being targets. He defines losses as the amount of rework, repairs, warranty costs, customer dissatisfaction, bad reputation, and ultimately loss of market share of the manufacturer. He determines the loss of quality when the cost increases quadratically with the deviation from the target and the quality reaches its best at the nominal target. He used the quality drop function to measure design quality and determine tolerance. And the third, Taguchi tools or method for robust design. This robust design is focused on the improvement of the significant function of or role of a process or a product itself. Therefore, smoothing the progress of strategies and coexisting engineering. The Taguchi robust design approach rooted on a so-called energy transformation method for engineering systems like electrical, chemical, mechanical, and so on. In order to ensure customer satisfaction, the robust design approach not only consider noise, but also regard it as a change from the environment to manufacturing and component failures, while considering cost as a rate of deterioration of the area. This is a technique used to conduct experiments to study a process or research process where the final product depends on multiple factors such as input and variables without need for mental numbness, using possible and feasible values to mix for inefficient to operate the set variable to height. Robust design method is a proprietary alternative to DOE or experimental design. It is different from traditional experiment design which focus on the most favorable design parameters to reduce the difference before reaching the average value of the output parameters. Okay, for the methodology part, methodology divided by two, which is overall evaluation criteria OEC and design of experiment Taguchi's with Taguchi's method. First, overall evaluation criteria, the flight distance of the Taguchi airplane's paper can be influenced by 4 factors to obtain the long distance, which is 3 levels. Combination of all the factors and levels will determine the distance of the paper airplane taken after making the flight. Some of the factors that will consider, which is position of the weight, stabilizer faults, nose distance, and wing angle. Flight distance of paper airplanes was to be measured by flying characteristics, and the distance recorded in the counts of total feet. Experiment need to use distance means to find which parameter setting gives us greatest mean flying distance, while standard deviation means used to find which parameter setting is most robust noise. SN ratio means used to find which parameter setting represent a reasonable trade-off, and the effect of each factors can be determined by using orthogonal array. Okay, the second is design of the experiments, which using Taguchi's method. Sometimes experimental design has experimental design procedures that are too complicated and difficult to use. If the number of process parameters increases, the amount of experimental work will also increase. Therefore, in the Taguchi method, a special orthogonal array design is used to solve these problems. The design of the orthogonal array only needs a few experiments to study the entire parameter space. In order to improve the performance of the product, the producer can analyze the customer's needs and expectations. Disadvantage of Taguchi methods such as saving of effort in conducting experiments, saving experimental time, reducing costs, and discovering significant factors quickly. That's all from me, Nur Abdullah. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to Doctor and my fellow friends. My name is Nur Syazwani Uzma Binti Sazali, metric number 271023. Today, I want to present data analysis. Here we can look the table that present Taguchi airplane's flight distance record, which is we took a data from experiment that we do it. We calculate the mean distance, standard deviation and SN ratio with the state formula. We analyze that the data have up and down number of flight distance record based on 4 factors. Secondly, here we can look that graph 1 which was present about main effect plot for SN ratio. Since there are no interaction, we will directly focus on analysis on the graph 1 and graph 2 as done in the paper. The optimum settings to maximize SN ratio for graph 1 is weight location is 4, stabilizer setting is 1, nose length is 3, and wing angle is 1. Thirdly, this is graph 2 that show main effect plot for means. The optimum settings to maximize the mean for graph 2 is weight location is 4, stabilizer setting is 2, nose length is 1, and wing angle is 1. That's all from me. Thank you.